Mike Fitzgerald.
And I'm Madeline, and rawr, I am a scary werewolf.
And in this episode of the Fiends Review, wow.
Rawr.
The, well, it's...
Who the heck gave that 2.5 stars? Who in their right mind?
It was the people who,
made it.
Yes, this is from the, this little research is from the Bloodline video page. But this was originally a Dark Soul production, which is a part of the same family of films as Bloodline Video, link below. And we're reviewing the short film, another short, The Wolfhunter. The Wolfhunter is a sequel of sort.
Before you start, if you can't tell, we are doing this and Vampire Assassin on the same night.
Wait. Your biggest concern is like, I don't want anyone to think I wore
the same shirt because someone said you have cool t-shirts, so I feel an obligation. But anyways,
I can find you something if you want to change before we go on. We got the Cabin in the Woods one. We can just throw that over you.
Okay. Do you want to start?
No.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Stephanie Brown, who was the lead in Vampire Assassin, I want to sincerely apologize about my criticisms of your acting. Clearly, I didn't realize how good you were, and I'm glad that the Wolfhunter's out to make me realize that you're very talented and you should keep making films. And I can't wait to see you in more films.
Can you really use the word dick to describe a woman? I mean, really, that's very dickish of you.
What I said? When did I say dick?
No, that's a very dickish thing for you to say. Because you don't sincerely now appreciate Stephanie's performance.
I do.
You're just using that as...
I'm not being a dick here. I feel really terrible about criticizing you because you know what? Wow. I mean, this film, who cares about waterboarding? Just show people this movie.
Ooh.
In really now looking at it in comparison, it was probably her first film, and I was too hard on you. And you know what? You're probably going to get a lot better, you're going to get more comfortable, and you're going to do great, and I hope that you do make more films, because there is a lot of potential there. I'm sorry that watching this torture that whatever the hell this hell was that was just put in front of me made me realize that. I also feel like I'm like Charlize Theron right here, after watching this movie, this waste of film and plastic.
What are you looking at me for? I don't know what you expect.
Okay.
Yes, I will. At some point you will hear me defending The Wolfhunter. The Wolfhunter,
and I will shoot you down.
The Wolfhunter is in a way, is a sequel to an earlier film by the same people. Those people being, well, in this, the lead actor who plays Ash, the Wolfhunter, as played by Matt Hoffman, and it was also co-written by Matt Brassfield. This is a sequel. This is a sequel to the Matt Brassfield film, I believe.
Okay.
The Werewolf of Ohio, and which introduced the character of Ash the Wolfhunter.
Was it better?
I didn't see the Werewolf of Ohio.
Oh.
But there is a sequel to this film, The Wolfhunter 2. And there is a proposed third Wolfhunter film as well. And in full disclosure, I'm a huge fan of the
He is a huge fan. It's like Can I talk about the edit you did? The fan thing?
Yes.
He did a fan edit. There is, well, Wolfhunter, you have one fan. An obsessive fan,
there are many fans.
You want to make a fan
There's
film.
Many fans.
He
of
has
Wolfhunter.
fan art floating around in his sketchbooks.
I don't know. I don't have any fan art.
Yet. He's taking drawing courses.
I was inspired, and one time I was considering making my own Wolfhunter-esque film, yes. Alright.
You weren't rooting for... You weren't trying to cheat much, were you? I am sorry.
No.
This movie was just so horrendous. And you know what? I can't even sit there and say, well, it was a low budget and they didn't have da-da-da. It was just bad, okay? I have seen films made by children in the 80s, okay? And I have seen a few of them, and they were better.
But this isn't a low budget film. Before Fiendish films, I used to make films like this. Me and my friends would get together, and we had a VHS camera, I had a VHS-C. We would just decide we were going to make a movie. We didn't have a script. We didn't have a budget. This is what I would describe as a backyard film, where you get your camera, you get your friends, you get whatever you have, and you make a film. That's what this is. As that, I think it's very entertaining. And as that, I was inspired. Fiendish films was inspired by this film. So after viewing it, you've got, if nothing else, you have to admit, the people involved in this were obviously passionate about doing this. I mean, the lead, you cannot deny that the lead, Matt Hoffman, was invested in it. I mean,
I couldn't tell because the sound was so terrible.
But that was part of the
charm that you
I'm not going to say it's part of the charm. But when we're talking about stuff shot on VHS. Back in the day, you didn't have anything. You didn't have microphones. You had your VHS camera with your built-in microphone. The sound's gonna be shitty, no matter what you do. And yes, as you said, you've got music which was not licensed. And I know you'll get into detail on that.
No, I'm not.
But that's what we used to do on our old backyard films.
Okay, did you sell your backyard films?
No, but it never occurred to us.
I'm not going to complain about the licensed music because, You know what, that's a mistake that a new filmmaker would make, mostly teenagers. And I don't think anyone in this film was that young. I couldn't tell, but when I can't hear 90% of the dialogue, because I thought it was Creed at one point. I don't know. Rob Zombie was a big one, or Pantera is playing so loud over everything. And there is a way to... I played around... I got a friend... My neighbor had a hold of a VHS, and we played around with it, too. And we were just kids, and I would have more pride in showing that to you. We took account of that. We were like, crap, we can't hear anything we're saying, and this is an in-depth story about a princess trying to find its unicorn, where we put a horn on the dog that was made out of cardboard. And you were like, crap, you can't hear anything. We need to do this in the garage because it's quieter. But I was 10. I don't know. This movie was painful. It hurt. The werewolf mask, like you said, they found a werewolf mask without any fur, which is the most awkward looking thing on the thing. It was like Wall Street Werewolf, which I think that's a movie, like Werewolves of Wall Street. The Werewolves,
that's a David Dakota film.
Yes. And and there was a plastic werewolf mask in there that during the fight scene the actor adjusts.
Which is very entertaining, yes. There's also only one werewolf who has werewolf gloves. There's only one werewolf who has a mask with rooted hair.
Yes.
The werewolves have shredded shirts.
One does. One werewolf
has a shredded shirt. There's no hair. There's no hair underneath.
butt crack werewolf, he was dressed very nicely. His shirt was tucked in. It was pressed. And
which one werewolf are you talking about?
Butt crack.
Oh, the one from the Red Eye. Because I know the names of the werewolves, okay?
Red Eye.
There's Red Eye, there's Oliver, and there's Malice, the king of the beasts.
Red Eye, who after dying, reanimates himself for a few minutes so he can swim away.
There could have been an earlier cut. Yeah, there could have been it could have cut a little earlier. But you got to give the Red Eye actor, werewolf actors credit. How comfortable would you feel falling into the water while wearing a mask? You get limited vision and you're in the water.
I can swim. If you can't swim, yes, that would be very intimidating. But I actually grew up around a pool, and I've been able to swim for a while, so
it was fun.
I'm a strong swimmer.
It was kind of funny seeing that he had butt crack. Yes, okay.
His butt crack glue in the dark. I mean, the sun was reflecting off of it, blinding the audience.
It's from an older VHS tape, so I'm sure there's some. Okay.
This movie just. One thing is, apparently this werewolf is for hire, or werewolf hunter is for hire, and it took a while to figure this out because again, I can't hear crap. Like, people are walking around having a full conversation. There's this obnoxiously long conversation that goes on between this really twitchy heroin addict who makes his ammo.
The holy bullet man, yes.
Who, he's shooting up the holy bullets or something, and the werewolf hunter, and they could have been talking about the perfect way to make a strawberry shortcake, and I can't tell because I can't hear Jack. I know at one time he pulled out the gun, and I'm thinking, okay, why are you pulling a gun on this guy? Is the recipe wrong? Are you tired of him being twitchy? He was letting him know
if these bullets didn't work, he was coming back.
Right, and he's a werewolf for hire. He goes to a video store.
Werewolf hunter for hire, yeah.
Werewolf hunter for hire. He goes to a video store.
Well, they were Laserdisc
store, and apparently this guy's making enough money to hire someone to go find his daughter.
Yes.
Who he knows has been abducted by a werewolf.
Oliver
abducted his daughter.
Because she used to be in a relationship with him before he became a werewolf, and that's why
I didn't know that because I can't hear anything. I guess you got the caption.
How did I magically learn all this?
Watch this, and you know how to read lips.
I have seen it a few times.
Okay, so he gets hired to go rescue this girl who, for some reason, the werewolves just didn't kill her instantly like they have everyone else in the film.
Because he still felt, because Oliver was still
I didn't know that because I can't hear anything. I'm
explaining this.
Shut up for a minute.
Okay.
And he comments, I can't believe how much this guy's paying me, which I could actually hear. So, kudos on that scene where I could hear what you were saying. And he goes, finds the girl, everything's fine, and he makes a stupid Army of Darkness reference and puts his tongue down her throat, which was completely out of place.
But, when you are doing your backyard films, you emulate and, yes, you plagiarize from who inspired you. That happens. Yes, he's called Ash. I'm sure it's in Ash, and then there's that line is from Army of Darkness. So yes, they were influenced, or they were big fans of Sam Raimi.
Vincent Perez was named Ash in The Second Crow, and I didn't see him. Anyways.
Okay.
And then he just leaves her by this monument thing, whatever the hell it was, and she's like, I can't believe he just left me here. And I don't know why he just left her there. I mean, she didn't seem to be that annoying.
Would you want to take somebody to see the Holy Bullet movie?
Oh yeah, he goes to the Holy Bullet Man, where it looks like it's very dark out at the time, and he seems to be there a while discussing shortcake recipes or something, and of course she gets killed, or she just fell asleep. I don't know. Either one, it could have been. It looked like she was sleeping. It looks like the actress fell asleep. I mean, even if she was doing the overly dramatic, like, and she was still blinking, I would have accepted that more. He comes back and he was like, no! You know, like he's in Platoon.
I'm thinking more Kirk.
You know what the hell he was doing. No, do not compare this man to Kirk. We do not have any Star Trek references to this.
Okay.
No.
Alright.
So, but he just left her there, and apparently if there was so much money involved in picking up this girl, who could have tried to walk home, I don't know. Wouldn't you take more care, you know, and with that...
Okay.
Why did you make me watch this movie?
This is what inspired us to create Fiendish Films.
Well, clearly after watching this, you'd think anyone can make a damn movie.
I was inspired. All I can tell you is our friend, Joe Montreal, went to Cinema Wasteland. He's a big werewolf fan. And why there? He actually bought this on tape, and don't have it nearby, and brought it back. We watched this, and we hadn't made any of our backyard movies in ages. And after watching that, all I could say is, like, these guys look like they had a lot of fun doing this. And at that point, I go, we should get back to doing this. We should make our own films. True story.
I think some of the people are having fun. I mean,
I think everybody.
No.
I mean, it looked like everybody was.
Okay, we have someone behind the camera who's rolling their eyes at me, but when your werewolf comes out and it looks like he's going, you didn't pick me up on time from soccer practice. I've been waiting for 3 hours. Like,
Okay, that does happen twice,
like,
yes.
Hey, you didn't kill me yet. I'm right here, just so you know. And the other thing that bothered me, it's all shot during the day. I don't know what type of lore these are. Day werewolves, you know. When the sun is full, these people turn into werewolves or something.
Have you ever seen? This is VHS.
I know
VHS is very hard to light. You need a lot.
Okay, yes.
Like if they had shot this at dark, you wouldn't have seen anything.
Yes, I have seen VHS.
Okay.
Okay, I understand. I've worked with VHS.
Okay.
And
I'm just.
nothing excuse. Okay, fine. Even that taken away.
Okay.
Your werewolves don't have to like keep jumping out in the middle of the road, going, "Hey, I'm here! And you haven't killed me yet." So I'm going to go run into the woods here. You'll find me very easily, and I'll keep waving my arms around, let you know I'm here. So you just pick me up. There won't be any problems. The other thing, problem I had was with the guns. Okay. I've seen films on VHS where I've seen backyard films. I have seen these, and you know what? I can appreciate some of them. Others...
Like her hands are doing this.
I'm so angry. He's shooting the werewolf, and apparently this is the strongest guy in the world because he shoots like... He's dual-wielding at one point, and he shoots like this, and that's how he's shooting. There's no kickback, and one of the guns is a revolver. I don't care who you are. There's going to be a damn kickback. And there's no sound on the guns. If you want to have a guy behind you going bang, anything. At one point I thought, did that werewolf just pass out? Is it too hot for him? And then he shoots a werewolf in the head and he has a chest wound.
Yeah,
we make fun of the fact that...
No, you only saw him pointing down. You didn't necessarily
It was to the head. I saw where he stepped.
You know, we didn't have all those video games back then where we learned all about how guns work and recoil and stuff.
Did I?
There wasn't.
I had Rambo. Okay? Not that young.
Yeah.
So, and you have a chest wound, and I kept thinking about the fact that we made fun of in a lot of movies, you get stabbed in the leg and you start bleeding from the mouth.
Yes.
Everything, you start bleeding from the mouth. And here it's like, apparently, if you get shot in the head, you start bleeding from the chest. So they switched it up.
I don't think they shot in the head.
I think he was shot in the head. I'm sorry. This movie... This movie made me think I could make a lot of money, because if they made money off of Joe, like, I want to sell him all of our movies. Like, hey, Joe.
Oh. Joe likes werewolves.
I understand because I have picked up
And for the time, it was a unique concept. At the time, there were a lot of there's a huge history of vampire films and vampire hunter films.
Yes, Werewolf and Wolfhunter, not so much.
Not so much. I mean, the closest I can think of is The Beast Must Die.
Yeah.
I mean, how many? It's an interesting premise. It's a very interesting variation on a premise to having someone who's dedicated to hunting werewolves.
I do have to say this movie, speaking of backyard films, and so you know I have watched it, is better than a movie I bought for sadly $25.
Oh.
Mistaking it for another film called The Last Slumber Party. This is better. I actually think they spent a week on this. Last Slumber Party was done in an hour or two.
Oh, I want to see this.
It was bad.
Do you still have it?
I got rid of it.
Oh.
It is ceremonial burning on it so no one else could suffer.
We'll have to find it.
No, I'm sorry. This movie just made me... Why'd you make me? I thought you liked me. You clearly don't like me.
I'm sure Jim feels.
You don't like, and I've heard so much about this movie. He goes on and on about it,
I was very inspired by it. It was very nostalgic for me to see. It brings me back to my backyard filming days. Back to I used to me and Joe and
no offense, Joe.
Yeah, me and Joe, we and other friends used to make films, and this is the kind of films we would make. We lean more towards superhero stuff, but yeah, this is the kind of stuff we would do. I mean, I can completely, I don't know. I really have a very, very soft spot place in my heart for this film, and I don't think I can. I don't think I can explain it to you.
I don't think you can.
Okay.
I mean, again, since I moved back to New York, even beforehand, Mike has not stopped talking about this film, and I have a few low budget gems and indies that are shot on VHS that I love and adore that encouraged me to want to get into film. So I was looking forward to this. Because even though Mike gave me a copy, I've never gotten around to watching it.
Of course not.
And shut up, Mike.
Like ages ago.
Shut up.
Okay.
And you really let me down.
Oh.
Okay. I mean, have I done that?
Well, now that you're part of the Fiendish Films crew, I just thought you should see what inspired the creation of Fiendish Films, and it is thanks to Matt Hoffman and Matt Brassfield, who made this film, that inspired me to make Victor Julia's director's cut. And start making our own films. Victor Julia's director's cut, not really that great. Well, actually, I do like it.
I thought it was pretty good. My biggest gripe with... To give a mini review of Victor Julia's director's cut, because I am a horror fan, my biggest gripe was that someone screamed after having their throat slit. That was my biggest gripe. Or someone said something.
Okay.
Their throat. That was my biggest thing, but everything else I thought was really good.
What were you talking about?
Someone got their throat slit.
Who got their throat slit?
During we'll act for food or...
Oh, okay,
It's been a while since I watched it.
Yeah.
That's my biggest thing.
But...
That's it.
This is... Everybody starts somewhere. And this is... I mean, they're doing entirely different things now. I believe...
See, they're better.
Matt I've got the sequel. Matt Hoffman, semi-retired, but comes back to play the character whenever he can. And Matt Brassfield now produces a horror host series. So
maybe next
everybody starts somewhere, And, ooh, pardon me. We don't always, and we've had similar reviews on Victor's Jewelry at Structure's Cut. Most people hide their early stuff. Some people don't, and are willing to take whatever criticism, but they're honest about what they did, and they move on. And I just see this. It had been their beginning. We had the Fiends films had our own beginning, and continue on. I like seeing where people get started from, and this is a good example of that.
I'm just not a nice person.
Okay, yes.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm just not a nice person. I say we watch the sequel next time.
Okay.
And I hope, my theory is you can only go up from here.
Okay.
And I hope you did. And I hope they learned about dialogue versus music, because I may have been able to appreciate the film a little bit more if I knew what people were talking about and not just making up stuff in my head and trying to guess. And why the hell that guy was so twitchy? I don't know what those bullets are made out of. Maybe it's something he gets high all the time. It's like working with markers. I don't know. Because I can't hear anything. I can just hear whatever was playing. Pantera and Rob Zombie. That's all I can hear. And Enya. Not very well placed Enya. There's no point for that. I mean, it was like putting Enya at the... To me, that was like, have Enya playing during the chase scene during, in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre where he's chasing Sally at night. It's just so out of place. Don't do it. No.
Enya was big back.
And I like Enya. I like Enya. And you didn't ruin Enya for me. But that's not where Enya goes. Okay. This is your final state. I'm sorry.
This is what she has to say about the Wolfhunter. You didn't ruin Enya for me. Obviously, we're both coming from different places. You are of the opinion that hide your early work.
I'm not saying. Okay, this is your early work. Yeah, hide it.
Okay.
I'd love to know how much they made off of it. I'm
of the opinion that you be proud of each of your accomplishments. This does have a following. Besides me, there are other people who've asked for more films featuring this character, continuing this story.
Okay.
So, there were people who believed in this, who were entertained by it. There was an audience.
Concept-wise, shut the hell up, Jim. Thinking about it now, having some kind of smart-mouthed Werewolf Hunter, yeah, we haven't seen that before. I think that even changing it from being a werewolf hunter to like hunting down a gang of teenagers called the Wolves that dressing really, really bad Halloween costumes would have been better. Would have been less distracting than they just the mask.
Werewolves are very hard to pull off. Werewolves are very expensive to pull off. Vampires, werewolves. You get a couple of teeth. You don't even have to have teeth. Werewolf, that's very ambitious for a...
Right. And I have to agree with that.
But you do, you do accept that this is what they are.
Now I'm trying to be nice because I feel like I'm taking something you love.
Oh, no one's going to change how I feel about this film.
Clearly.
No one's going to change. You just look and you go, there's a guy in a werewolf mask. He is a werewolf. You just accept that. And that's part of the charm. Yes. Werewolf ass crack, werewolf fixing his mask, that is part of the charm.
Werewolf telling you you're late for picking him up.
Yes.
I'm here, kill me.
I bet in Ohio they probably have werewolf crossing signs.
Much better werewolves in
I like that my wife's telling me to wrap it up.
Okay.
Even though after we said...
Sorry.
We actually said, I don't know why why you and Jim keep doing that, because we keep ignoring you. I don't
We're
know
not
how
gonna
many
ignore.
episodes. Hold on. Oh, I thought you was going to flash me. Okay. Alright. Apparently that's not happening. So,
Okay.
I guess we're... Alright,
I just
it's
saw
time to
your
go!
wife's boobs.
Thanks for watching
Better
the
Werewolf-
Fiends review, The Wolfhunter. I really need to go.
And this had better werewolves than Twilight. I will give it that.
Alright.
That's not... Yeah.
There you go. Ended on a positive note. Good night.